Hey guys, this is Miss Kelly recording from my home. I wanted to jump on here on Class Dojo and I wanted to introduce you to an idea that I'm going to be doing over the next 17 days. Over the next 17 days, I'm going to be recording a video every single day of a read aloud from a different story that I've collected from our classroom library. And I've chose these stories because they have a really strong connection with the comprehension skills that we've learned about together this year. So my idea is that every day I'm going to record a read aloud of one of these 17 stories. And I've chosen 17 stories because there's exactly 17 students in our class. I'm going to record the read aloud, and then at the end of the read aloud, I'm going to ask a question. And the question is going to be based on one of the skills that we've talked about together this year in class. It might be a sequencing question, it might be a summarizing question, it could be author's purpose, main idea, any of those skills like that. So I'm going to ask the question at the end after having read the story. And my challenge for you is that I want you to answer the question. This is a way for us to stay connected. I miss you so much, and I miss being together every day and hearing your stories and getting to share with you about what's going on in my life and hearing about your life. I miss hearing about your games and your weekend activities. I miss the things that you told me in morning meeting. And so my way to try to reach out to you and to try to still feel connected with you is to read a story every day and to ask a question. And I'm really hopeful that I will hear answers back from you, and I will know that you are connected with me and that you are listening and still keeping those comprehension skills that we worked on all year fresh in your mind. While it would be great if we were only out for the summer just now, it's not quite summer. And so I really want to continue the type of learning that we had together in class over these next couple of months. So I certainly hope that you will jump on every day, look for the story, listen to the story, and then answer the question at the end. Now, the way that you can share your answers to the question with me is you can comment on the video on Class Dojo. However, if you answer that way, other people will be able to see the answers. You can message it to me through Class Dojo with your parents' permission, or you can have them message the answer, however you want to handle that. Another thing you could do is you could write the answer on a piece of paper, or even if you were including illustrations or pictures to help me understand the answer to your question, that's fine too. And take a picture of it and then send it through Class Dojo. You can also email your answers to me if that's easier. Remember, my email is Kelly, like my name, Kelly, and then a period, and then ls at Augusta, period, K12, period, VA, period, US. Any of those ways are fine to communicate your answer with me, any way that you get it to me. Now, to make it a little bit more fun and to encourage you to participate with me, I'm going to take those answers every day, kind of like we did with the Humphrey book, the One School, One Book. I'm going to look through those answers, and then I'm going to pick one person a day, and I'm hoping that eventually I'll be able to pick all 17 of you. And I'm going to send that person out a little prize through the mail, just like you were receiving when you were reading the Humphrey book. I want to provide something like that to you to encourage you, okay? I really miss you. Like I said, I can't say that enough. Being at home with my pets is just not the same. I wish that we were together in our classroom. I feel so cheated. Like I told you so many times, you guys were the best class yet. And I hate that our time together was cut short. So I hope that we can still be connected this way. And I hope that when the time is right, I look so forward to seeing you again and being able to hear about all of the things that you did at home and all the projects you worked on. And hopefully some of us will be able to take, maybe some trips this summer, or we'll be able to do some fun things outside. And I look so forward to hearing what kind of things you did while we were apart. So the story that I chose today is called Judy Blume, The Pain, and The Great One. And so this story is broken into two parts. The first part is a story written from the point of view of the pain. And then the second part of the story is going to be written from the point of view of the Great One. Okay? So, we're going to start with the point of view from the pain. Well, it's actually told from the great one, and she's talking about the pain. My brother's a pain. He won't get out of bed in the morning. Mom has to carry him into the kitchen. He opens his eyes when he smells his cornflakes. He should get dressed himself. He's 6 after all, and he's in the first grade. But he's so pokey that Daddy has to help him or he'd never be ready on time and he'd probably miss the bus. He cries if I leave without him, and then Mom gets mad and yells at me, which is another reason why my brother's a pain. He's got to be first to show Mom his schoolwork. She says ooh and ah over all of his pictures, which aren't that great. They're just ordinary first grade stuff. At dinner, he picks at his food. He's not supposed to get dessert if he doesn't eat his meat, but he always gets dessert anyway. When he takes a bath, my brother the pain powders the whole bathroom and never gets his face clean. Daddy says he's learning to take care of himself, but I say he's being a slob. My brother the pain is 2 years younger than me, so how come he gets to stay up as late as I do? Which isn't really that late for someone who's in 3rd grade anyway. I asked my mom and dad about that, and they said, you're right, you should get up to stay up a little bit later. So they tucked the pain into bed. I couldn't wait for the fun to begin. I waited and waited and waited, but Daddy and Mom just sat up and read books. Finally, I shouted, I'm going to bed. We thought you wanted to stay up later, Mom and Dad said. I did, but without the pain, there's nothing to do. Remember that tomorrow, Mom said, and she smiled. But the next day, my brother was a pain again. When I got a phone call, he danced all around me, singing stupid songs at the top of his lungs. Why does he have to act that way? And why does he always want to be garbage man when I build a city out of blocks? Who needs him knocking down buildings with his dumb old trucks? And I would really like to know why the cat sleeps on the pain's bed instead of mine, especially since I'm the one who feeds her. That is the meanest thing of all. I don't understand how Mom can say that the pain is so lovable. She's always kissing and hugging on him and doing disgusting things like that. And Daddy says the pain is what they always wanted. Yuck. I think that they love the pain better than me. The great one. This is the second part. So this is the pain, the little brother, talking about the big sister who was just talking about her brother. My sister thinks she's so great just because she's older, which makes Daddy and Mom think she's really smart. But I know the truth. My sister's a jerk. She thinks she's great just because she can play the piano and you can tell the songs are real ones. But I like my songs better, even if nobody's heard them before. There's the great one playing the piano. My sister thinks she's so great just because she can work the can opener, which means that she gets to feed the cat. And the cat then likes her better than me just because she feeds it. My sister thinks she's so great just because Aunt Dana lets her watch the baby and tells her how much the baby likes her. And all the time, the baby is sleeping in my dresser drawer, which Mom has fixed up, like a bed for when the baby comes to visit, and I'm not supposed to touch the baby, even if the baby is in my bedroom drawer, and gets changed on my bed. There's the great one getting to hold the baby, but the pain doesn't get to. My sister thinks she's so great just because she can remember phone numbers when she dials them and she never gets the wrong one. And when she has friends over, they build these whole cities out of blocks. I like to be garbage man and zoom my trucks around. So what if I knock down some of the buildings? It's not fair that she always gets to use blocks. I told Daddy and Mom, and they said, you're right, today you can use the blocks all by yourself. I'm going to build a whole city without you, I told the great one. Go ahead, she said. Build a whole state without me and see if I care. So I did. I built a whole country all by myself. Not only it's not the funnest thing to play blocks alone. Because when I zoomed my trucks and knocked down buildings, nobody cared about me. Remember that tomorrow, Mom said, when I told her that I was through playing the blocks. But the next day, we went swimming. I can't stand my sister when we go swimming. She thinks she's so great just because she can swim and dive and isn't afraid to put her face in the water. I'm scared to put mine in the water, and she calls me a baby. Which is why I have to spit water in her hair and pull her hair, and sometimes I even pinch her. Not very nice. And I don't think it's fair for Daddy and Mommy to yell at me because none of this is my fault. But they yell anyways. And then Mom hugs my sister and messes with her hair and does disgusting things like that. And Daddy says she's the great one, just what they always wanted. Yuck. I think they love her more than me. All right, my question for you is a comparing and contrasting question. So remember, comparing is finding things that are the same. Contrasting would be finding things that are different. So I'm going to ask you to compare the pain and the great one. And I want you to think about their emotions and their feelings because they both told this story from the first person point of view, which gives us a pretty good idea about how they feel about each other. So I want you to respond to me with either a message or an email or a picture or some way that you can answer this question. And I want you to tell me something that the pain and the great one have in common. Okay? So I hope to have those answers back from you. I'm going to allow 2 to 3 days per read aloud so that I can collect plenty of answers. And I'll look at those answers. And then on my next video, I'm going to share who the winner was. Well, probably won't be my next video. A couple videos from now, once I've gotten a few, I'll share the answer from who won for the pain and the great one. And then I'll send a prize out to them through the mail. I hope that you're doing well and that you're taking care and that you're staying healthy. And look for my video tomorrow when I read a new read aloud and ask another question. Bye.